How we all doing? Ever tried a griffin or a black cat? What does that mean? Let's just wait for everyone to be hello. Before I start the stream properly, I should announce that I will be attending MCM in London this weekend. Saturday and Sunday only. Friday's my travel day. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Yes. So, this stream probably won't take as long as the others. Because we're already starting on Paldea. We're doing the Paldea region. The theme of the stream, for those who aren't aware, is which Pokemon from Pokemon's past would fit in my new Fakemon region, the KELOT region, just as a sort of regional DEX thing. Like, you know how in Paldea you can catch like Vivian and Deerling and all of that? Well, what about in KELOT? Which Pokemon would return? I will be upfront by saying... No, wait, hold on, that's not... By saying all the Paradox Pokemon and Legendary Pokemon will not be in the base decks. They will maybe be in the DLC. I've not decided. I have thought about the DLC at least. So, there we have it. I've lost track of where I am. There we are. Getting everyone. So many legendaries and paradox Pokemon. It's unreal. Just how many. It'd actually be easier to put use and use here and then just leave out the remaining forms. There we go. I've sifted through those. Now we get to Lechunk. Hopefully Tinkeraton is in KELOT. She's one of my favourites. Well, Tinkeraton's a builder. It builds a hammer. So, you know, luckily, I think you may be in luck. Lechunk, the pigs into it. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to put all the alternate forms at the back, actually. Not saying these alternate forms won't appear. It's just, you know, redundant. If one will appear, all will appear. That's the thing. Think that's all the alternate forms out of the way, apart from you. Okay, yeah. So, Lechunk. Beauty, perfume, all of that. I think Lechunk fits, right? Yeah. Also, like, Tarantula gives me sort of yarn ball vibes, and, you know, knitting and all of that. And, you know, spider's weave, and, you know, Spidops. Yeah, I think that works, right? Nimble, on the other hand. Does low kicks get... Honestly, I don't think so. I might have to put low kicks in no. I like low kicks and Grafire. Yeah, I like them too. I don't know if low kicks will be the most sound of choices. I think Grafire makes sense though, when we get to it. Yeah, low kicks is a big Cayman Rider reference, but like I'm pretty sure Ledian is as well. That's the thing. I have an idea for Pridion's name if it was official. Perhaps Shinyon? I mean, I like Prideon already. So, yeah. I think I'll put Nimble in maybe, then. The Nimble line in maybe. Honestly, I feel like a lot of Paldea Pokemon will probably be in maybe. Because there's not all too many that I'm like, yes, you know? Pour me... It's a defibrillator. So... Perhaps because healthcare? But I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna look up where originated the defibrillator. Because I don't know. Where was the defibrillator invented? Geneva, Switzerland. Okay. So that doesn't help. It doesn't hinder, but it doesn't help either. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and maybe by the way, you guys are helping me joining the stream. The reason I'm streaming it is because yeah, I'd appreciate the input. On this particular topic. Sylvanian families was Japanese in origin. Alright, yeah, that makes sense actually. Not getting the vibe. Not getting the vibe. Regionals or region exclusive? What does... No, you need to give me more than that. Like, you can't just ask me regionals or region exclusive mons. What does that mean? Give me like, I don't know what that means on its own. Like, what do you mean by regionals or region exclusive mons? You got to remember. I'm assuming you're trying to help by if you're watching and you know, commenting in. So please be clear when you're asking a question. I have the autism. It makes it difficult for me to discern context if you give me none. So yeah. I think I'm just gonna put the tandem mouse line in no, because I don't think there's really any reason for them to be here. I've got plenty of other mono-normal types. One could argue they create life, and you know, mice appear in Wales, but at the same time, it's just like, it's... I don't know. Are you asking about what the stance is on regional forms and regional and evolutions to regional forms? No, is that person asking that? Is Grand Pangeo asking that? Because I don't know what that question means, to be honest. I guess, like, when it comes to regional variants, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to put regional variants on here in terms of, like, Kelotian regional variants. Okay, the stance is on that. Yeah, I mean, but what does that mean? Can you answer my question? Can you rephrase the question, please? Because I'm very confused what you're asking about. Are you asking about Kelotian forms? Are you asking about, like, Alolan forms? And if so, what about them are you asking about? Like, will they exist? Are they going to be put on the tier list? Like, I don't know what you're meaning. Like, so please clarify, because you can't just affirm without saying what you're affirming. Because, yeah, please. Anyways, I'm gonna move on. Fido. The Welsh like making bread. Like, are we talking about Pokemon to make Colosseum form? No, we're not. We're talking about returning Mon. As I said earlier in the stream, like, you know how Deerling and Vivian and Pikachu are in the Paldea DEX? They're not Paldea forms. So which Pokemon would return in the same manner that they did? Yeah, I did confirm that Galarian Farfetch'd would be the native Farfetch'd of KELOT. There is going to be a very specific reason for that, which hopefully you'll stay tuned for when I release the eventual video. But yes, Fido. Almost tempted to put yes. Almost tempted to put yes. Both Fido and Smoliv and Knackley all kind of work together, actually. So, I don't know, maybe all three. There are also Dachshunds in Wales. Yeah, I mean, I would assume there's most dog breeds. I'm gonna say yes. They're in. I don't know how much. I mean, obviously, like olive oil's used everywhere, right? It's like olive oil isn't. Like, olive oil isn't, like, the most culturally important to Wales. So, on that note, it's kind of why I was asking your stance on Weirder, Ursuluna, and Cleavor, since they weren't in the Paldea decks at all. Yeah, I'm unsure myself. I think at the end of my last stream, you can see where I placed them. If that helps. Because they would have been placed at the end of the last stream. Because they're Gen 8 Mon. So. I know our Bolivar kind of like it's meant to look a bit pretty, but it's not like. Oh no, I don't think it's the. There are other Grassmon. I'm gonna put question mark because it like I think there's enough there for the themes. It's just like then each of those reasons on their own are like, well, I mean, I guess, you know? It's like a bunch of I guess is, you know? So, yeah. Feel free to air your opinions on anything that I'm currently doing. Not gonna lie, I think Squawkabilly should not be. I've already got a parrot in the form of Chatot. I don't think we need another. Hi, Joey. It's okay to be like. You can comment on like anything that's on screen, and feel free to vocally protest. Feel free to be like, "Are you insane for getting rid of Tandemouse? Are you insane?" Yeah. Feel free to say that if you want. Feel free to just comment on anything that I've done thus far, because like we've not been going for that long. I've only been going for about 20 minutes. And even then, I wasn't tier listing the whole time. Is Wattrel and or Bombardiering KELOT? We've not gotten to them yet. We're on Knackley now. I wouldn't be surprised if there's, like, salt mines in Wales. There's a copper mine. That's not what I... Is salt harvested in Wales? Is what I'm looking up. Salt is harvested in Wales and also good for cooking. I mean, Arvin used Danakli, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm not post-Danakli being in. You know, it adds a bit of flavour. Next we've got the Charcadet line, and not gonna lie, I kind of think they fit the vibe. You know, they fit the vibe. They're very colourful. They're very which is very artisanal. You know, colourful flames, and also, you know, they're knights. So Charcadet in, because I'm gonna put them in. Tadbulb and Belly Bolts. I don't hate them, but Also, by the way, I didn't deliberate on any of the Mabian DLC. It's literally just the starters and the Paradox Pokemon. That is all. You know, and the legendaries and Petrol. You know, it's just by default. You know, like I'm not wanting any other starters in. So yeah. Not opposed to Belly Boat line, but no strong feelings. Yeah, like, because they're not really fitting of any of the themes. You get frogs in Wales, but there are other frog Pokemon. And there's, yeah. I do think there should be a regular Frogmon in KELOT. But I don't know if this is it. I'm going to put them in maybe. Wattrel and Killer Wattrel. I'm pretty sure you get Petrols in Wales. Storm Petrels are found in Wales. This is a pun on Storm Petrol. Yeah. Why not? Okay. The Mastiff and Mabostiff line. I was doing research for a dark type dog Pokemon, and I did not want to overlap with this line. But I found a myth that was sometimes a myth, a cryptid, whatever, that is sometimes described as a Mastiff. I am basing it on that myth, but I'm not using a Mastiff at all. I'm using a different interpretation of the myth, which is more wolf-like, and also I'm making the base stage a sheepdog, because that's funny. So I'm going to make the executive call here and say yes. I'm also going to say yes to Strudel and Grafii. Now, eyes aren't found in Wales, but it is a look at it. Look at it. Look at Grafii. See what it is? It's a painter. So there you go. Oh, I've just realised Bramblin could work because Film Star. Film Star. Yeah. Shucks. Space you want to say no to... I'm assuming you mean Mastiff. Mastiff. Yeah, Bramblin... Film Star. Spaghetti westerns. I think yes. I think this is a yes. Responding to one of my mods on Discord. Speaking about Doctor Who. You know, speaking about TV and film. Yeah, so, part of me thinks... I don't know. I think Paris, the new mushroom mon that I'm introducing in KELOT, and one other line would work. I kind of don't want Fungus and Amoongus. And I don't think Breloom would make the cut, but I think either the Toad School line or the Morilo line would work. So I think I want to put them in question mark. Because here's the thing about these, like, they're good for cooking, and cooking, you know, is an art form, and yeah, this mushroom mon is specifically designed to be the kind of mushroom you can eat, and I do think it could be a nice sort of balance, because the mushroom mon that I'm introducing for KELOT is specifically one you can't, or at least, I mean, I don't know if you can eat that particular kind of mushroom. I don't think so. Giving it poison themed abilities, it's not going to be a poison type, but poison themed abilities. So, and maybe it could learn poison moves. So if Past Me did good work, then yeah, no, you can't eat. Oh yeah, Toe Skull reminds Roadrunner. Yeah, it gives very Rubber Hose energy, doesn't it? Good old Mr. Ring-a-Ding. Any Doctor Who fans or Mr. Ring-a-Ding simps in the audience? Yeah, Dugadoo. I might have convinced myself to put it in yes now. Because look at it. I was just explaining an opinion I had on a Doctor Who episode from many moons ago. I feel old because it's from over 10 years ago, and it feels like relatively new, but if I say, oh, it was over 10 years ago, I bet some of my audience members haven't even been born when that episode came out. So, yeah. You shouldn't be messaging, because it's less than 13, but but yeah, I love Mr. Ring-a-Ding. Is Mr. Ring-a-Ding my favourite villain of the season? It's either Mr. Ring-a-Ding or Conrad, to be honest. That's my favourite villain of the season, I think. I liked them. I've liked them all, to be honest, this season. It's been pretty good. I mean, my least favorite of the season has been the opener. If you count Christmas specials as part of seasons, which I don't, then it would be the Christmas special from last year. But like, I've been liking this season. You know, feels like yesterday I got into the show back in 2006. Yeah, I got into the show around then as well. Yeah, Conrad's a good villain. Like, because like initially I just thought I don't like you, like, and we're meant to like you, but then we're not meant to like you, and I'm like, you are a piece of doo doo. I don't know why I'm censoring myself. Sometimes I swear on stream. And sometimes I'm like, no, I must not swear. I don't want YouTube to deplatform me. Why am I saying that? Right. So cloth is a weird one, right? Because yes, crabs are found in Wales, right? So Wales has a lot of cliffs, right? But will KELOT? I genuinely don't know. I think I kind of have to put cloth here. Not here, here. Just out of practicality. Because here's the thing, it's not. It's not Wales. It is based on Wales. Like, so it's based on Wales. It's based on mythology, and it's based on art. The reason I'm working this out is so I can have like a good sense of the region's geography. And Paldea had a lot of cliffs, which is why cloth is a thing. Now, for me, I don't know if KELOT is going to have a lot of cliffs. It might be wise to add some, so cloth will probably make it in. But honestly, I don't think it'll matter whether or not like I put in cloth at this stage. If there's a lot of cliffs, then I see no reason not to add cloth, you know? Or if I decide there will be, I'm like, do you know what? Yeah, cloth fits. But if there's not gonna be all too many, I'll have to think, is cloth gonna be in it? And if so, he'll have to be a restable. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just get a game design mindset. It's not gonna be a game probably, but you know it's a hypothetical. It's world building, and I think this is an aspect of world building I don't think people think about, because you've got to think who's gonna live in your world, and is your world going to be suited for what the story you're going to tell and the characters that are going to live in it. It's just regular world building. Like, for example, I don't know if Scovillans necessarily... The Welsh aren't known for their spicy food. Also, I've got another two-headed mon in that would reference the sort of... the masks, the muses, that sort of thing. Vaguely. Yeah. Reor is a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, Krabby made it in. Yeah. See no reason not to have Krabby. I forget, is Kingler an ice type, or am I... Or is it just mono water? Like, Kanto's got weird... It's weird with ice types, isn't it? Because none of its ice types feel like they should be ice type other than Articuno. Right? Like, I did make a video where I was covering them all, but... You know. But yeah, Rabska. I like Rabska. Kingler mono water, okay. Yeah, with Kingler's one. You see what I mean with Kingler, though. It looks like, you know, it might, like, out of all of the Kanto water types, you're like, yeah, I can understand if this one's an ice type. I don't know why. I just, you know, I should have thought, oh yeah, no, it can't be ice type because it's just a crab. But then you've got Cloyster. Why is that an ice type? It's just... It feels like they just tacked it on, to be honest. Shape language feels icy? Yeah, like... I swear, I know most Pokemon off the top of my head good, but, like, that one, it's just, like... I think it's easy to forget it's mono water sometimes. Yeah, the mines with the gold nugget. The thing is, though, it is based on myth. Here's the thing, right? Its regular form is still creating something. It's created the ball, and then it's become a god. Now, is that enough to justify this? I don't know, to be honest. Actually, yeah, no, with the shiny with the gold, I kind of want to put it in yes, because that's just funny. I think Reor would be a funny inclusion. And then we've got a can-can dancing little chick that becomes Cleopatra Ostrich. I think there's an argument for yes. Bias says no to a Spafford. Removed your bias. The theme for yeah, why not with a Spathra? I don't think we can say yes to like everything, of course. I'll also assess to see if I've added too many. I'm gonna say yes to Tinkeraton because it makes its hammer. It makes that it. She crafts. She's a builder. She's a building girly. I don't know about Wiglet. Where did I put Tynamo? Because I think I put the Tynamo line in, like, no? No, I put them in maybe. Honestly, I think the Tynamo line... I vibe with them more for this region than the Wiglet line. I like the Wiglet line. I like it. I like it more than most people. Like, a lot of people seem to not like it because Wug Trio, it's like, oh, why did they just do Dog Trio but Eel? But, like, I mean, look at it. It's clearly doing a bit more. It's clearly trying... Yeah, sure, it's the same core principle, but they've done something with the design. It's not just 3 Wiglets, you know? Like, Dog Trio's 3 Diglets. I quite like it. And just because we add a Diglett doesn't mean we have to add Wiglet. Because remember, Toadstool exists in Paldea, but Tentacool does not. So, the Convergent doesn't have to necessarily be in the same region. It just, adapted similar traits and, could migrate. Animals migrate. I like how Wugtrio is a big W. Yeah, it's a W. But I think it's gonna take an L. Yeah, I'm good at segues. Bombardier just throws rocks, and not gonna lie, that's impeding on territory of a mon I've got. He's also dark type, so I don't see. I mean, I guess with Storks, but like, you know, it might have to go in maybe, because I think there's an argument either way. I feel like I always say that, but I think it's true. think it is true. Bombardier stalks delivering babies is the only thing in its favour. Yes. It is a strong thing in its favour, though. Mainly because A, it's a myth, and B, babies are creations. So, I mean, yeah, not every baby Pokemon's in here, so that kind of scuppers my argument a little. I think it has to go in this, because, like, I don't feel strong in my convictions about this. Now, Wales has dolphins, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure there are dolphins in the Irish Sea. The Irish Sea being the sea that Wales borders. And I looked into marine life. And let me tell you, dolphins, also it's a superhero. How exactly is Bombardier holding those rocks if the apron is made of feathers? How exactly has the Earth not melted because Magcargo exists? You know, it's just a cartoon. It's just a cartoon, you know? It doesn't have to follow real world logic. Cars. Yeah. Apparently Wales has a history of car manufacturing. Not seeing anything all too notable, because I know the UK in general is. But the room fits any first world country. I agree. Um, invented the spare wheel. Just curious, but if Reverie got a original form of evolution that was part dragon, which type would you say would be removed? I don't know. It would depend. I think on how you did it. So I'm looking up like Welsh inventions, and like the radar was invented. So I'm like, oh, thank goodness for Noibat. The pot noodle. It's not really a noodle themed Pokemon, is there? So honestly, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. There is a mon that honestly I feel like because like hydrogen fuel cells and just rechargeable fuel cells are quite you know there's like a history of that in Wales, and there's going to be a mon in KELOT based around that. Mainly asking because of making a region based in the Midwest where it pulls from monster trucks. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I think it depends on whether or not you think the emissions are an important part of it, in which case you would remove the steel, or whether it's the big hunk of metal does. I don't know. No noodle Pokemon. I have friends who would be obsessed with a Noodlemon. Yeah. Cyclizar, I'm going to say yes. Mainly because I was like looking for some inspirations from like the Isle of Man and like Brittany and other and elsewhere. But the Isle of Man is like very like one of its biggest cultural things is like motorbikes. So like, you know, that also fits in any first world region. Also, it's a dragon type. I think there's a lot that Cyclizar has that I think fits KELOT and what I want to do with it. So yeah. But does Earthworm? It is a worm. Worms fit in any region. Cyclizar, because Delta and the Bannerman. Maybe. You can say that. Does this mean this is one of the maggots from the Green Death? No. For Earthworm, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's like, okay, worms can be found in Wales. I know, but like, I think there's isn't Earthworm also Subway? I guess, yeah. Transport. I just realised is the Paldeatex all like ordered in like a theme? I don't know. I think I'm gonna say yes to Earthworm. I think I'm gonna say yes to Earthworm because yeah, I think it's a subway, trains, you know, um, but also you know mythology to do with worms. You know, it's a big worm. It's a big worm. Ooh, I forget what Glimmet and Glamora are based on. Um, I don't know about Lamora. I'm not against it. It does kind of have that vibe because of terrestrialization and, you know, how... Are they only found in Area Zero? I might put them in maybe because they do fit the kind of vibe. You know? They do fit the vibe. But yeah, they're apparently based on like toxic chemical compounds and also like well flowers and sea anemones and all of that. Um I think they could work. Um right, Grievard and Houndstone. I think we can leave them out. We've got a lot of dogs already, and I feel like this is a weaker reason than most. It is quite dark in here. I'm going to turn the light on. They can be found in Teal Mask Crystal Pool. Yeah, I was meaning in, like, base game. Like, I don't know where else they can be found in base game. Yeah, Grievard and Houndstone. Yeah. I think this is fine. Flamigo as well. Flamigo decoration? That's about it. It doesn't help that I don't really understand what Flamigo is meant to be honest. If it was meant to be a flamenco dancer, why isn't it flamenco dancing, you know? You know, like, I hear that it's meant to be two distinct things, but if it was going to be one of them, why isn't it doing this? And also, if it's both of them, it feels like it can't be both simultaneously, because, like, they would do it in a slightly different way, right? Oh, no, or at least I would. It's weird. I find it hard to, like, pin down, but I don't feel like it fits the vibe, just generally, so... So Toddle and Sir Titan are an interesting thing. I already have Whalelord. If whales aren't Welsh, particularly. Yeah, they're not really. And I've already got one. So I don't think we need two. I'm sorry, Sir Titan fans. But I'm gonna say no. I thought Flamigo was fighting type because the body looks like a boxing glove. Does it? Like, I've heard that before. And I think I saw it once, but then I unsaw it somehow. I don't think Game Freak didn't fully commit. I think they definitely committed to something. I just don't know what that thing is. So, you know. What is Veluza based on? Veluza is a hake. Okay. Are hakes Welsh? Hake habitat. Which area is KELOT based on? It's based on Wales, but you know, it doesn't have to strictly be a Welsh themed or just Welsh themed, you know. I'm going off the idea that, you know, maybe a pinch of mythology or mythological inspiration, artistic inspiration, you know, because those are the themes, mythology and art. Not putting the whale Pokemon in Wales? I've already got Whalelord. Why do I need two? I'm not putting one of the multiple Pokemon based on an animal that typically isn't found in Wales? In the Welsh region? What a shock. Next you're going to tell me I should put in, you know, like, it's weird, because, like, people, like, you're not going to put... Here's the thing, if they weren't pronounced the same way, you wouldn't be saying that, is the thing. Just because the English language is a certain way, like, I'll put in chat what Wales, or what the name of Wales is in Welsh. I don't think the Welsh word for a whale is that. So, but it's Wales, which sounds like a whale. Cool. Does it in Welsh? Does it? Just because it sounds like it in English doesn't mean I have to like go, ah, yes, I must impose it because I'm an English speaker and I want to impose this on your culture. No, not really. And I've already got whale marine, and I might take it out. Like, it's not the strongest thing. It's just something to occupy the water. Dolphins are they that related to whales? I mean, dolphins are found in Welsh waters, unlike whales. It's not really a meme. I mean, it is a meme, but like, it's not really a good one. Up your memes. I like memes, but as long as they're good memes. Your meme is, haha, I speak English, and this word in English, and this country in the English language sound the same. Therefore, and you're saying this assuming Satoddle's the only whale Pokemon when Wailord is a thing. So it's weird. I don't know what your meme is trying to get at, but I'd give that like 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 meme. Give me spicier memes. Just give me spicier memes. I don't know. I don't know about Veluza, to be honest. Hakes can be found in Welsh water. And I think the loser looks like that because of how hake traditionally is sliced and, you know, cooking, but yeah, I'm glad you're looking forward to the region. I'm looking forward to it too. By the way, if you become a YouTube member or a patron, you can see the next video right now. The only video out right now is the starter video, so if you've not watched that, I highly recommend it. It turned out really good, and I'm very proud of how it turned out, and I'm glad it was received warmly. I hope the rest of the series gets received just as warmly. I might put Veluza in maybe, to be honest, because it can potentially be found in Welsh waters, but it's not specifically like Welsh, you know what I mean? I'm fine either way as a Titan fan. Just because Paldea has both Keyfont and Fampi doesn't mean KELOT should have both. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't have both, but like culturally speaking, I think if there's nothing culturally significant about an animal and you're putting it in a Pokemon region, I don't think you need to have multiple. Is KELOT close by the previous region, like in a counter away? I like to think they're on the same landmass, yeah. Veluza is a fast hake, and hakes are eaten. Not gonna lie, there are other fish for that. But I do but like, when you see it like in battle and like it separates itself, it's a sliced hake. So I think that design feature is saving it from being just in an automatic no. Right, I'm gonna say yes to Dondozo, but I don't really care much about Dondozo. I mean, it's a chef, so an artist. Tatsugiri's where I care. Here's the thing: it's like a little bit of sushi. It's like a bit of nigiri, or it's like a sashimi, you know? So, yeah, and it's a dragon type, which helps. But also, here's the thing. I remember something like this to do with my research. I was looking into Conwy Castle, and I was looking into the town of Conwy as well, and they have a local dish. Because there's a lot of Japanese tourists to that area, and Conwy Castle is twinned with a castle in Japan, so there's a lot of Japanese tourists. It's like, because I needed to find like a bridge between like Japan and Wales, and Conwy Castle, and by extension the town of Conwy, does. I might be pronouncing that completely wrong, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so because there's a lot of Japanese tourists and a lot of Japanese trade, sushi gets eaten a lot at Conwy, and there's a local dish called wushi, which is Welsh sushi because they use Welsh ingredients. It's a Welsh spin on sushi, and I think Tatsugiri should be here for that reason alone. I like your appearance. Oh, thank you, The Throw. Was there any mythological stuff behind Onzozo and Tatsugiri? Maybe. I don't really care for the reasons I've just explained. I think having enough Pokemon of each type is more important than animal representations. True, but to me, enough Pokemon of each type, to me, means you can have a full team of 6 without having starters or legendaries. And quite honestly, I balanced the Numon so that exactly this could happen. So honestly, and because of the vast quantity, there will likely be 6 of each type returning as well. So balancing wise, I'm not all that concerned, because like there will be enough, regardless of how you spin it. You saying Wushi just makes me think of Kung Fu Panda. Like, what, like, I can't remember much about Kung Fu Panda. I've only seen the first movie. I've not seen the other 3. I forgot Tatsugiri was dragon. It is. Annihilate. I'm gonna say yes. We're getting to the cross gens, which means I've got they get the passive there, Prevos. The reason why is because I put Mankey in. But why did I put Mankey in? Because I knew I wanted Annihilate in, because there was like a ghost monkey myth. Yeah, or like a ghost ape myth in Wales, and I'm just like, do you know what? Like, I could either make that, or just like, you know, have Annihilate in the DEX. So I put Annihilate in the DEX. I think that's fun. I don't really think I should have any other Monkeymon. So that will probably be no to the Simmies. There was a move in the Kung Fu Panda movies called the Wushi Finger Hold. Alright. I wouldn't know. You could have said anything there, and it would have worked. I mean, I'm probably not going to have Cloud Siren, because, if I'm not mistaken, Wooper did not make it in. Farigiraf made it in because it's Diva. I mean, I put Giraffarigan in knowing that Farigiraf looks quite Diva, so, you know, I felt like this queen deserves a chance to shine in KELOT. It probably would be a rarer spawn, or if there's a safari zone, or if there's a desert area. Remember, Pokemon regions are not literally meant to be a representation of where they are. Or where they are based on. They are meant to at least reference strongly to some degree, like in some ways, but the thing is, there's not a crater in the middle of the Iberian Peninsula. It's just not. Unless if that's what you want to call Madrid. So, like, there's liberties taken, so I could add a desert here if I really wanted. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but Clodsire as a regional Evo is the only line directly influenced by a legendary Pokemon. Explain. Explain. How is that influenced by a legendary? What's next? The Dunsparce. I put the Dunsparce. I put Dunsparce in. I don't know if it should be in. There's a lot of snakes. But yeah. And I think I left Pawnyard out. Yes, I did. So I'm gonna leave King Gambit out. Don't worry, there's gonna be other Regal Pokemon in KELOT. It's just this one doesn't need to be there. Not that many left. Not that many left. Godzilla. Let's be real. I put Tyrannosaur in. I'm gonna put this in for similar reasons, and it's a dragon type. I'm also gonna put Gimmighoul and Goldengo in because gold is like the main mineral in Wales. There's a lot of gold mines. Yeah. Diplin. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I added Applin in because apples. Okay, so Poltergeist. Matcha is likely drank somewhere in Wales. But do we need a Matchamon? The apples in our Caledon are dragons too. Yes, they will go in. Since Wochien can be found close to where you find Paldean Wooper, and Wochien create the swampy area they live in by taking up most of the water. Oh, right, okay. Maybe in DLC then, Paldean Wooper. If Wochien's in the DLC, that is. Yeah, so matcha. Is matcha particularly, like, how many hipsters are there in Wales? I don't think Sinistcha is needed. Neither do I. It's gained popularity in Wales. People like matcha in Wales. Yeah, it's getting more popular globally. I think I'm gonna have to put in maybe because, like, genuinely, like, there's no strict reason against it, but there's also no strict reason for it. And, like, you could also go like, oh, matcha, you know, like tea is an art form, and also its whole like pottery aesthetic with the matcha set having a matcha version of like kintsugi in there. So I think there's an argument for it for sure. There's also an argument for Veluza. So yeah. Perhaps anticlimactically, dragons in it. Their base forms are there. It's weird. Like almost every dragon type Pokemon has a good reason, like independently of being a dragon. Like I'm pretty sure. Like I'm trying to think what dragon type doesn't really have that good a reason. Like Salamence, maybe like Garchomp. That's about it. Like Hydreigon, maybe. But like all of them have like a good reason to be, you know. Matches in Wales, like Cardiff, but we already have enough grass types. Yeah, we do have a lot of grass types. Still, solely that Poltergeist is convergent since it's the least... What do you mean it's the least convergent concept? Last time I checked, it's matcha, not a ghost. I mean, it's ghost type, but Sinisty is a ghost that's possessing a cup of tea. Poltergeist is matcha that's come alive. One is a ghost possessing something. One is not a ghost, but gaining a soul. They're not the same thing. If they're the same thing, then Wiglet should be a variant as well. Just saying. You know, like, you know, it's just, will Thriver and return in KELOT? Well, what do you think we're moving on to next? Mole to garden eel, jellyfish to mushroom. It's not poltergeist to yokai. It's poltergeist to matcha. I don't know if it's specifically a yokai or just, I mean, or because like it's just an idea that if an object's old enough, it becomes sentient. I don't know if that's specifically a yokai though. I think there are some yokai where that fits the description, but I might be wrong on that. But yeah, no, Poltergeist is a convergent. Like, it's not least convergent. If two separate things, like if you've got 3 sets of 2s or 3 pairs, and each pair are completely different from each other, and you're like, one is the least different, even though they are completely different. That's not. How can you say something's the least different when it's not? What? It's like last time I checked, when you drink matcha, right, or if you've got matcha powder, that's not the same thing as a ghost. So, the reason why it's a convergent is because the theme is tea. A ghost possessing tea, matcha, or possessing a tea set, and matcha in a tea set that becomes alive. They're not actually the same kind of ghost type. They are very different beings themed around the theme of tea. And if you're saying, oh, that means they're variants, well, Wiglet should be a variant because it digs. Toadstool should be a variant because it's got those splodges on it. You know, it's not. It's just not. You know? Right. I don't have a tier list for Chronio. But I've got this. I'll move this here. Right. This is not going to be the best thing visually. I will say that already. Right, I'm gonna see what will an overlay look like if I do this. No, that doesn't look great. Hard light? No, that just does not. No. This. Yeah, close enough. Right. like I said, holding back my critique since Game Freak has only made 3 convergent species so far. We need to see what else they make with this concept before I can judge further. I mean, not really. They all still fit a pattern, and that pattern could be broken one day, and if so, that's fine. But ultimately speaking, there is a similar logic to all 3. And I've kept that going for my convergence in this region, because it's not that I wanted to, like, I particularly wanted to explore it further. It's just I had concepts that could work with them, and I just kept making them as a result. So. And it's not really Poltergeist to Yokai, if you think about it. It's just like a ghosty being to a matcha. And yeah, like, maybe it's ghost type because of its yokai inspirations, but it's not. But when you think about it, it's more so you're trying to think about what the Pokemon is, and the fact that it's primarily a grass type and what it's based on kind of says a lot. I remember making a conversion of Nosepass where it's a penguin. Yeah, exactly. So, oh, but that's the least different thing, because they both have a nose. They both have a pointy thing. Right. So, starters. Starters. Starter. Just yeah. Starters. Not starters. Why are you green? That's not... Hold on, I want you... Actually, no, you are meant to be green. You are meant to be, like, this kind of green. Does this sort of system work for everyone? Does it? Let me know if not. Right. I'm going to say these question mark because mainly because there are going to be regional variants of these two. But I don't know how I'm going to like label that on a hypothetical tier list, if that makes sense. I tried making a tier list thing, but it got so laggy for some reason. So I don't know why. It just was. Oh, and my laptop fan is getting quite loud. So, just as long as everything is colored. I don't know how I will, like, handle regional variants color-wise, is the thing. As in, Mon in the Chronio decks that were regional variants already, because they will show up. But, I mean, I might just make them red, to be honest. Of, like, no. Okay, these guys. So, are crossbills in general found in Wales? Is the thing. Because that's what this line is. Like, the base stage is a crossbill. Specifically a Scottish crossbill. That's... And I just thought, oh, do you know what else is across? The Scottish flag. Rarely seen. They're rarely seen. Shall I just highlight them in yellow then? Because I think... It's weird seeing this in yellow. I think I'm also going to put the Pika clone in yellow. Mainly because we've got a lot of Nightmon already. And Like, this isn't necessarily based on a knight, so, you know, it's just, it's you know what I mean? Half of me kind of wonders if the Janeep line would have the size gimmick that Pumpkin. I mean, it wouldn't. It's not the same mon. Bread important to Welsh culture? Question mark? So, turnips are popular in Wales, so I think I will include the Janeep line. But what about the Bonty line? Is yellow supposed to stand for might get in? Yeah. It stands for I'm not sure either way. Green is yes it will. Like pink means maybe in the DLC. Red will mean no. And in fact, I'm gonna use red for a bunch of regional variants, because yeah, I don't see any of these getting in at all, because I don't see, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think the regional variants I introduced would work as variants in KELOT. Like, some of these mon are getting in, but not in this way. And also the evolutions of regional variants that are exclusive, you know? Might as well just... I did a lot of regional variants for Cronio, so, you know. Boop. A boop. A boop. A boop. 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 Oh, this whole row's regional variants. Might as well actually legendaries and mythicals are a wee bit different though, so I'm gonna handle these differently. But I'm gonna return to my bullshit. No. I'm just gonna retry that, but better. You're a regional variant. You're a regional variant. Your regional variants, and then lastly, your regional variants. So bye. And you're all regional variants, so bye to you too. Okay. Hey, greetings from Brazil. Found your channel yesterday. I'm watching your Cronio region playlist. Is KELOT my new region? Yes, you can watch the starter video now. It should be the latest video on my channel. Yeah. So that the starter video from a new region, and if you become a patron or a YouTube member, you can see the next video in that series. Togesaur, my beloved. Yeah, we're not on Togesaur yet, though. Still on these two. I'm not quite sure. I might put them in yellow because I'm not sure. Because we've already got the solid Fido line. So maybe. I was intending for these two to be counterparts, but they can be broken up. They're not. They're just different, mon. However, Absol is in, so Destiny and Heracite are also in. Stands to reason. I'm pretty sure I put Bibarrel in. Yes. So you are also in. Got to get the whole of you in. Just checking my sheet. I did put Bunnery in, so you are also in. Wooloo's obviously in, so you're in too. You're a dragon type. You're a dragon type. You're in. Cast form. I put in maybe. So I'll put you three in maybe. You are a dragon type. So are you, actually. But also I put Togepi in. You three, you are seals, but also the Selkie. I like this. You are in. What about these froggies? What about the Tadsol line? Should they be in? I was intending for this stream to be short. But we're a bit slow on the uptake. Love the Convergent Stoutland Light. Thank you. I really like it too. Stoutland's like one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Like if we exclude like the evolutions and we exclude like the Oshawott line, which is my favorite starter, the Lillipup line is my favorite line. I think it's probably because it's the first one I caught myself, and it's like I got attached to it. It's based on my favorite breed of dog. I'm not really a dog person, but it's based on my favorite breed of dog. And, you know, it just appealed to me. Lillipup was so cute. Stoutland was so cool. It also was quite useful with Intimidate. You know, it's good. But anyways, Tadsol. I mean, renewable energy in Wales, I'm sure, is a thing. Got nothing for this line. Yeah, I mean, it's a frog, so it can fit, but renewable energy. Renewable energy in Wales. Yeah, I'm not surprised the Welsh government want it. It's okay to have more scientific and that kind of thing. I will put it in yellow just in case. You know, it could go either way, but I don't see anything against it. Eevee's in, so the non-variant evolutions are in. As for the variant evolutions, you can just trade them. You can just trade them. Now, a Golf Orb. Golfing. I think Wales would like golf courses, right? I think they'd like golfing. No Glaceon, Leafeon, and Sylveon variants. There is a Sylveon variant. and also no Glaceon and Leafeon variants. Yeah, because I didn't need a variant of all 8. I wanted to have 5 and 5. I think whales like ball. Yeah. Do you know what? Why not? Yeah. Just that wasn't the thing. I mean, is that the thing that convinced me? A little bit. But you know, ultimately I do think there's you know, you gotta have some sport. Gotta have some sport. I've got a lot of rock types. Could remove it if need be. This has to be in, as does this. Whales because coal and train, but also KELOT because music and mythology. I'm gonna keep going. This would be the Nat Dex order anyway. Not gonna lie, I think Sojin is quite on the nose as very Scottish because it is just Iron Brew. So I am leaning towards no. I love Sojin. It's like I love it. But not gonna lie, why is it this fruity color? Why is it this fruity red? I want it to be impassioned rage. Yeah, I mean, is anyone going to disagree with me on this? 'Cause I think that's fair enough. I need to preemptively tackle the fossils, actually. So, I think Volcan is probably going to be a question mark, because, yeah, I just made it to be a thing. I don't mind if it ever reappears again. It's kind of fillery, because, like, it was, like, one of the first Pokemon I ever made when I was a kid. And then I decided to post it for April Fool's Day one year, and I was just like, yeah, why not? I'm going to include it. So I did, and that's why it's a thing. Hold on. No! Hold... What? No. Don't do that, please. Now, I am going to say these guys are included. I will not be taking any questions at this time. Boogie Bird will be a maybe because Delibird was a maybe, so you know, I'm gonna go boop, boop, and I like to think that some regional variants could be base variants in other regions, like you can find Hoenn, Zigzagoon, and Kalos. Same way you should be able to find Galarian and some other. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if I'm gonna include Galarian Zigzagoon or regular Zigzagoon or in KELOT. Genuinely don't know. So, curling and ice hockey. Is hockey popular in Wales? Is the question. That is not what I wanted. I wanted to search. Hockey in Wales. Of course, there's a Welsh hockey team. Is it that big? Is there a Welsh person in the audience that can help me? Now I'm going to look up if a basking shark is in Wales. Also, I think for Salacimer, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes to Salacimer. Because it, you know, it's a basking shark. It vibes in Wales. Now, I know bears aren't in Wales, but consider Bear Wrestle is based on a wrestler, and also it's said, or not, it's not based on a wrestler per se, but it's based on a bear that's been in films. So I'm leaning towards yes for these two. Like, I know they're bears, but their inspiration kinda works. I'm also gonna say no to these guys. It is a shame, but, you know, they're so cute, but no. What about these ants that are like a Super Sentai samurai thing? I kind of want to say no to them. Actually, have I got ants? I mean, I suppose Trapinch is an ant lion. Purple means maybe DLC. Maybe it'll be in the DLC. But that's largely being reserved for starters, fossils, legendaries, paradox Pokemon, and Ultra Beasts. Yes, because Durant was cut. Alright. I'm going to say maybe, because Durant was cut. I'm going to say maybe. I don't remember erasing Durant. Where was it? Did I forget to put Durant and Heatmore on here? Or am I going insane? Did I forget to put Durant and Heatmore on here? On the mega post? Did I? Oh no, did I? Uh-oh. Am I just realizing now that Durant and Heatmore aren't here? Hold on. Did I mean... Oh no, they are there. I see them now. I'm just an idiot. And yeah, Snorlax is there too. They're going. Joliage, I'm not entirely sure. By the way, Dexer, Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet have 400 Pokemon, but Myth and Legend are not those games. So, I mean, I'll consider later what does and doesn't need to be a thing. But I'm kind of wanting to cut these from the KELOT decks. They're not really needed. I do see them as sort of counterparts to the Excellent line, but they don't need to coexist. They're in the counterparts because they're like the aces of counterpart gym leaders and found in a similar part in the game. So, right. So where did I put LGMBHM? UFO is going to be in the same position because it's a cross-gen. These two! Okay, they're Sherlock. Based on the name, they're loosely inspired by Sherlock Holmes. And they like to dig for treasure. I think that's a strong candidate for a return. And, like, so what if, like, they don't necessarily fit the biomes? I'm doing this to figure out what biomes are going to be in the region to begin with. So, honestly, I think yes. I think they work. I think they fit. Simon, yes. And I kind of want to put Otrick in as well. You know, they've got the vibes. As a Spongy and Chronifay, like, they're based on myths and, like, food. Sweet desserts. Chefs, you know. I think they fit the vibe. Ooh, also a yes. Because, come on, it's ooh. Let me know if you disagree with any of these, by the way. Okay, so for phalanx, what did I put? I put, for phalanx, I did put question mark. So for wall links, its direct counterpart, also question mark. Right. Contentious issue time. The Boxterity line. Boxterity, Independent, and Boxit. They are based on the idea of independence and sovereignty. Wales. Now. I may have to put these in yellow because I don't know if that is the best thing to have. I mean, they do also... There is a Welsh independence movement. There is a Welsh nationalist movement. And also these have the aesthetic of something that could fit in a sort of like Arthurian legend, that kind of thing. So, Joey, I'm pretty sure you're Welsh. Does that fit the vibe? Do I put this in green? Yeah, okay, yeah. I think there is enough for these to be green. However, some people might be thinking I'm getting political, which they're not. They're not wrong to have that suspicion. Dreadcap, I'm putting it there. I'm not going to explain why. Do I have any Goatmon other than, like, Caprine and Billy? Are there any Goatmon that I put into... Because Wales has goats, right? I don't think I put the Go-Goat line in. The Welsh mountain goat is a thing. So, like, there are goats in Wales. Okay. Caprine is yes. What about Dracula, by the way? I'm English. We have Welsh friends. One of who attend uni with me in our Pokemon Go group. Been a few times here. Yes, we need a goat. Yes, I think so. What about Dracula and Nosferatu? They are directly based on Dracula. So, like, it's a literary inspiration. I'm gonna tentatively put them in yes. The Batline we're sacrificing is Zubat, by the way. Just letting you know. Doesn't feel right, but I don't think we should have all of them. Fiverr and yes, Dragon. Also based on a food item. Food. Creativity, because it's a deep fried Mars bar, because why on earth would you make that? Creative. So, again, every dragon type has a good reason. Oh my god. Oh my god. This can't be happening. Torchard. We've not got much to go. I've got a dumb reason for Torchard. Its name sounds a bit like Torchwood. And I guess you could say it's torched wood. Is that dumb? I think it might be dumb, but, like, I kind of want to for that reason. I think I'm gonna. Its inspiration feels like it could also work. For the KELOT region specifically, like in its culture, you know, it could work. Right. Pseudo legendaries. I'm gonna say yes. One of you are a dragon type, so yeah. But you're all based on sea serpents as well, so I think that makes sense. Like, I know you're a dragon type, but you're also a regional variant and an ultra beast, so no. Speaking of dragon types, you two are dragon types, so you know. You three, based on confectionaries and castles. The Weeping Angels were a bit of inspiration for you, and you know, Wales made Doctor Who, or at least made the Doctor Who episode with the Weeping Angels, so gonna include you. So that leaves you three and you three. Part of the reason I kind of want to include this spider line, the Timrachnid line, is because it's yellow. That might be dumb. It's not really a salamander. Oh, okay, yeah, I suppose. Like, it has that relationship with Crony and Tatsugiri, I suppose, but, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I tainted it with that, but, it could return someday. Maybe with a different ability. This kind of feels like a Welsh medieval kind of thing, though, so maybe yes for this line. A haunted drum. Oh, but like this is creative as well. I feel like I'm picking on the other winners if I just have them all in, but like, you know. The Barum line. Screw it. I think, yes, you work. It's quite a bit of green. Right, I think I'm going to end this off here. I need to go to bed soon anyways, so I'll process all of this. I'll process all of that. And I'll see if I need to make cuts. I'll do that in my own time, and I'll post the final results on my Discord server, which you can access in the link down below. Other things you can access, my Instagram, where I've posted all of Crony. I don't know about KELOT yet. I don't know if I'm just going to abandon it. I don't know. We'll see. Also, my Patreon, and also maybe you could hit the join button if you wish. You know, if you want to see me updating this region with all the new Fakemon, because I am making Fakemon for it. I've made about half the DEX, so, but I've not posted it yet. So yeah. And another reminder, I'm going to be at MCM this coming weekend, so if you're going to be there, you can say hi. So I won't mind. Right. I should go to bed soon. So, good night, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and why not binge the streams? Why not? I could make a highlight reel, but I don't know if I will or not. I don't know. Might not be good for attention. I think these work as just streams. So anyway, a goodbye.